All right. So, what is today? 21st of April. This is the Quantum Burst Club. And let's just get started by lining up energetically with the highest and the best, the most biggest brilliance of our time together. So just like feel your energy just line up with yourself first, dropping into your body, lifting up to your potential, your essence, lining up with each person here. And so all together, we line up with Steve, and when we line up with Steve, we lift him up. And then we line up with Bernie, and we lift her up. And we line up with Nancy, and we lift her up. And we line up with Leila, and we lift her up. And line up with me, and lift me up. And then we line up as the collective of us. And we lift us up. And we lift us up. And we open ourselves. Maybe a gentle opening, maybe in a burst, whatever it is for you today. Just open and receive. And as you receive, you gift. And as you gift, it comes right back down. Allow it to settle in you, through you, as you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So we're going to use that as our check-in. So if there's something that you experienced, an idea, a thought, a sense, share it. And if there's something else going on that you want to share into the group, that's fine too.
Well, notice we made Nancy meow.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that.
Sorry.
That was awesome.
They're just drawn here. They're both right by me, like they can feel the energy.
Yeah.
Well, I got off a call right before this one, and it was like, an intense having to pass on everything that I've been doing on to people for the next 30 days, and a lot of back and forth, a lot of energy tied up in that call, and I found myself slipping back into that call for brief seconds and moments in time. So had to keep coming back toward the center space, and it was a bit of an effort for that.
So just for fun, just feel the mind and all the busyness and all the things that you are in the middle of. And you said you have to maybe even do some more before you're done this evening. Mm-hmm. And go, oh, yeah, there's that. Now I'm here. Oh, there's that. Oh, there's that.
Okay.
Help?
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to go away. We just put it aside for a moment.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
In fact, why don't we just put it aside in a way that it's sorting itself out so that when you
Mm.
do it, it's just boom, boom, boom. Oh, done. That was easy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good idea.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, whatever. Awesome.
I have an image of one of those old timey collating machines.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Sorting stuff into slots.
Yep. Yep. We just put that to work over here.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything more about bringing anybody up, bringing the rest of the gals or the other two up to speed about what's moving in and through your world?
Yeah, well, I've been at a work assignment that has been incredibly tense, running 6 major projects in an IT organization. 5 of them, four of them had like #1 priority. And so it just reached a point where I couldn't juggle all of the balls I was being handed at any one time. And I felt like I wasn't getting support from the people that I reported to. And so I just made a decision over the weekend, not a light one, mind you, that it was enough. I was just going to walk away from it totally. And so I sent the woman, my manager, a note and said, here's what I'm going to do. We can talk on Monday. So we talked on Monday and she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? I said, we don't, forgiving you too much if I'm not supporting you enough, whatever. And so she wound up being very supportive of the work I had done and recognition that the people that we were doing it for were very pushy, very demanding, and that she totally understood where I was coming from. But what I consider a 30-day leave of absence for the opportunity to come back versus just quitting altogether. I said, well, yeah, that sounds like a win-win to me. So that's where we landed. And the conversation I got off of just moments ago was still very supportive of. I was saying, look, there's going to be some things here that are undone or that are not done the way you might want them to be. Like, you don't need to worry about that. You just need to worry about taking care of yourself over the next 30 days.
Wow.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah.
And so, you all know that my theme for the year is miraculous outcomes. And can we say that was probably a miraculous outcome?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Even that just last conversation, you don't have to worry about that. Take care of yourself. What?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for helping me process that too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you get to take really the next 30 days and what I would encourage you to do, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, although I suppose I am.
Right ahead.
But what I would encourage you to do is just create a lot of space around what you would love. And it might be that, and it might be the other thing you talked about, and it might be something completely out of the blue. And it might be a combination, but like dream it up. If you could have it be like in 2 months' time, you go, oh my God, I can't even believe how great this is.
Yeah.
Like not dream up the details of that because they'll show up, but dream up,
Yeah.
oh my God, that feels good.
How I want to feel. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I know you can. and we can do it with you, right?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nancy, do you want to follow that? Or do you want Bernie between the two of you?
Bernie between the two of us.
I want Bernie between the two of us.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
If you don't mind.
No, not a bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look, Hi guys. Down here in the southern hemisphere, we're experiencing autumn. It's the most exquisite autumnal day, and I think, Steve, what you have just mentioned about standing in your power and recognizing what you need and asking for what you want is one of the most salient lessons we can learn. And really, if we're not attached to the outcome, it's most important. I'm starting to learn this, and I thank you for your sharing, because that was very, very powerful for me. To be honest, when we did our lifting up and the initial thing, I wasn't even here. You know, I wasn't. I didn't register at all during the, and I don't know. I just was neutral. But I do appreciate that stuff or no stuff going on in your lives is challenging. And in our situation, we've got nothing happening. We're still in lockdown for another week. And we're in major lockdown compared to what you guys are doing. When I see you out on kayaks and whatnot, I mean, we're not allowed to do any of that. And we can't even mix. Yeah, you can only mix with the person you live with. And so I guess we're flat at the moment. We are going to level 3 next week. And so some businesses are are able to get prepared for that, which gives them an urgency and a buoyancy, which is awesome. In my situation, any work output I do is totally and utterly not available to us at this stage. So it's quite challenging times, because I've been in a month of wondering not what to do, how to do, how to do it. I've sort of got nothing to think about, I should suggest. Yeah. So that's a different challenge, really.
Mhm.
Apart from that, really, I haven't got much else to share. We're just hanging in there.
Yeah.
Admittedly, we're very blessed. We've only had 12 COVID-19 deaths in the country, so we're nicely positioned to track negatively down that way. And so that's great. Our schools are going back presumably next Wednesday, and that's a challenge. A lot of teachers are very nervous. Kids have to keep a distance. They're only allowing 10 students in each class. It'll be very interesting to see if and how that manifests. And so there's an underlying tension at the moment with everybody, just which I think permeates through everybody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just still a pretty interesting time. Interesting time. We just need another distraction. That's all. We need something exciting or something to give us. Yes, sure, we've got hope and all the rest of it, but it's a little bit same old. There's only so many times I can dig the garden over, empty the basement, go through my life. I just want to, we just need a bit of let's just have something different for just to lift our energies.
And yet you have gone through the basement and clearing out your life.
Yep.
You really wanted to do so.
Oh yes, I've achieved what I wanted to do, thanks to Leila. It's been awesome. It was fantastic. She said, start with your pens. Your pens and pencils. Get rid of the ones you don't want. It was a very little thing to start with, and yet its traction was phenomenal. It was a real, yes, it was excellent. And you soon learn to ask the question. You just hold something, do I need this? Do I not? No. I just ask Spirit to just stay with me. Nope. Bye.
Yeah.
See you later. So it's been very exciting.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Because I know for a while that's been looming for you. So.
Oh yes. I've gone down in my chair. I don't know how to get up, but anyway, we'll work that out later. Sinking to the basement, you see. I think actually, yes, it's quite confronting when one comes to working out, you know, when your life been purposeful and you've done a lot of stuff and you've, you know, then you've got to go through that and think about what it was all about. And yeah, so it's been very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Steve, I'm sorry to or to change the topic completely. What's the name on the front of your sweatshirt, please, or your jumper? You've got a name across your, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was that. So that's my maiden name, Bernadette O'Neill.
Funny.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Yeah. So very cool. Very, very cool jumper. I wish
Yeah,
I was
thank you.
aligned with the company that are responsible for the O'Neill label.
Really, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Bertie, meet your brother.
Yeah, quite. Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
This
Excellent.
is. You bet.
Yeah. All righty. Thanks, team. That's me done and dusted.
All righty. Very good.
Is it me? I think Leila's still wrapping her presents, right? Her gift. You know, when we started this adventure, I honestly came into it going, I don't know. I don't know. I'll do it. You know, I read the book. I'm looking at it and I go, I believe all of this, but I just really wasn't there. I just felt like, you know, I was somebody thumping down the road about 16 beats behind the intention. And then realizing this past week, as so many of our shared experiences, as Steve was having his, probably for one of the first times in his life, the ability to allow himself to choose to leave something that wasn't working for him because I'll just say this, men don't do that. They're responsible. They, you know, we each have done work and we shared, you know, responsibilities, whatever, but you don't leave. And he's had jobs leave him, and we've done a whole hell of a lot of processing around downsizing, right sizing, unsizing, whatever all the current words were of the day. So to allow permission is huge. We have no idea exactly what this means. You know, on Sunday it was resignation. There was nothing more out of it, no more attachment. Well, you know, he happens to have you talk about stars aligned. His company can't replace him because there's a lockdown on hiring. So if this is hysterical. Then they like him and they want him, but they can't hire at Dell, even though he works for a contractor, they can't replace him. And if he were to leave, to really resign, it could be like a year, they're saying, before anybody can come back in, because they're projecting, you know, what their employee lockdown kind of hiring. So it is the absolute opportunity for two concepts to mesh. We would have no idea. And, you know, I've been looking at this miraculous and looking at it and going, I'm not judging it. I just haven't been seeing, you know, I'm not seeing it. I see lots of little things. I'm just not seeing that big miraculous thing that you know is because of process. Well, you know, we processed the bejeebies out of life this weekend. and without saying it, I texted Eliza and go, hey, you got any openings for a session this afternoon for somebody we know? Like signing him up. I asked him first. I go, this is a big movement of stuff. What can we do here? And just, you know, so it is for both of us. And I'll be honest, I had one of those sleepless nights last night, not stirred by fear, conscious fear, wasn't that, you know, the coronaviruses, and I'll weave this in. Steve and I have probably been living the guidelines that Bernadette, is we followed the New York standard. We're living in Texas, and Lord knows, what you'll hear down here half the time. So we started in mid-March. We knew that nobody was going to be immune, and well, his company did. They sent him, home earlier than when the official shutdown came. So, we do go out and take walks, but honestly, he goes to the grocery store because, he always did before. And they say sacrifice one, don't sacrifice both of you. So hardship for me not to go to the grocery store. But we're living it and honing in on things and I'm doing things, and, I needed to have the place painted. Well, I can't have a painter come in, so I'm painting every wall I can reach. And isn't that fun? We can't go work out, but our trainer does Zoom sessions with us. I do Monday and Friday. It's work. I'm in the garage. We do our thing, So we're maintaining that part. But meanwhile, out of all of this is, there's talk that we'll be one of the states that will want to come out sooner than later. We just are. It's Texas. But we're not Georgia, and we're not some of the others. At least we went through an awareness for a period of time. Our kids are not going back to school. The school year is over. They're online. Nobody's not getting their schooling. It's all online. So, we're going to see things start to open up this next week. And we just look at each other and go, everybody's got to make their own call on this. I'm not ready to join that group yet. So I'll just watch it. And I don't think it's out of fear, it's out of respect for an unknown situation. But I want to say that in processing this during the night, and I just want to say this, I had this visual come because, of course, we have two cats, and I had to go through and I go, well, it's, we love the money coming in. Can we just say we love that? It's going to be different. How are we going to do it? And I started, it could have been a little twinge of, oh, shit, I had an oh shit moment. And then it came back around and I started laughing and I said, well, we're like cats. We always land on our feet. I don't know how we've done it before, but we always land on our feet. We just do. And I started to feel, and Eliza, and if I don't mind me sharing this, shared something well with Steve, is don't allow yourself space to not have to know exactly what the next looks like. Let it build in all this energy that we're working on as things are crumbling and new is coming up. Let that be okay. And we can do that. Do that. And it's kind of stopped us in our tracks when he told that to me, and he worded it differently. I went, well, don't we have to get busy? And then it was like, hey, no. And don't switch to a new future, you bringing the old dichotomy forward with you. So if this wasn't all happening, I don't even know how we would be viewing some of this, except differently. So when I was in bed, I could feel my body even wanting to do the energy breath work of kind of, the hot breath as you come up higher. And I started laughing, and it was just like, oh my God, you're such a trip. You are such a trip. You're such a trip. It's all good. Can you have any fun in this at all? Can you make this be the adventure you want it to be? And I just started, if you can laugh at yourself at 2 o'clock in the morning, you can laugh anytime. Started laughing and go, oh my gosh, you still just so need to get over yourself, and not flippantly, but let's just ride this energy. Let's work this. So I'm taking way too long, but that's what's going on.
Just a little bit moving.
Yeah.
For both of y'all.
A little bit.
But isn't it without just separating from the details of it, right? And what I've said to everybody, it's like, but the space of not knowing, which is something we don't like, generally speaking, is that
Much.
of the infinite. Joe Dispenza says something totally paraphrased, but he said, if you are thinking that you want to know anything, you're only coming from the past, which we call the subconscious. And the place to create something new is in the place of the absolute nothing, no thing, the void. And we as humanity want to avoid that at all costs, but it's only in getting into it, even for split seconds in meditation, right? Or at 2 in the morning when you laugh at yourself, that you actually release the known past.
Yeah.
And the known past can only create the predictable future. But in the moment of the eternal now, which is the unknown, you can create any future you want, especially energetically and vibrationally. And then the details will show up.
Yeah.
That's where, like, oh, well, could you do a leave and then think about it? And I'm like, sure. Like, okay. You couldn't have dreamed that up. I mean, you could not have on Saturday said, this is how I want it to work. It wouldn't have happened, right? But in that complete and total surrender, it's like, I'm done. I know what I need to do is, which is take care of my body, mind, heart, soul, spirit system. I'm going to let that go. There's a surrender there that then opens up the space in the universe for all this. Wow, okay. Didn't see that one coming.
You didn't.
So, yeah. So there's so much here. And you know, in the letting go of the structure that our whole world is in, to allow the wobble in time is the exact thing that can catapult us to the futures that we desire. And who we be in the futures we desire, and then the futures that we could create. Yeah. Awesome. Wow.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Leila, are you in a place you can share?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'll show you. This is what I did. I gotta go deliver. Can you see it?
Kind of. And we can see that there's a basket there and it's beautiful.
Nice.
Got champagne and cheeses and fruits and stuff in it. It's for somebody's 30th anniversary.
Oh, I was going to give you my address.
Yeah, really.
Oh, well, come on. Only one I know is one in Arizona.
I think somebody asked me for my address recently. It might have been you. I think it was somebody else. Forgot to respond. But anyway, checking in.
You know, life for me just keeps moving. And I feel like I don't have enough time to get everything done before this lockdown lifts. Because there's just so many things that I have to do. But, you know, all last week I did set up a brand new pharmacy, and that was pretty cool. And got to know some people, and then now things are moving along that line to somehow, not sure how to figure out how to make it happen, but where I would actually be a sales rep for somebody, either my vendors or work with them and go out and find their artists and their people to bring in. So like I said, I haven't figured out which direction that's going to go. But since I have all of my connections with the store that I used to manage, and they're a brand new pharmacy that wants to bring in some of those kinds of things, I can do that. I just don't want to do it without being compensated for doing it.
Right.
And so I'm trying to figure out that, but I keep playing with different scenarios in my head, and I'll talk with different artists, and it'll all figure itself out, you know. And what's funny is, did I talk talk to you guys about this last time about when I was putting up product in the store and I was looking at the prices and thinking, these are a
Yes.
lot cheaper than I remember or something?
Yes, yes.
So it's kind of weird. It's like I'm really not making much money right now, but I am making money in spite of everything. And I am grateful for every cent of it. And right now, I think for the first time, I don't know, in whenever, I don't feel that I'm not making money. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's not something that I'm afraid or I'm scared or I don't know where the next is going to come from. Possibly should pay attention to that, but I just know it's coming, and I just, little things keep coming along, like this basket order just a little bit ago. I know it's really late, but can you please help out? And it's my parents' 30th anniversary and yada yada, and so here's $150. And so, okay, I will take it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's all that
I
work
don't know.
you're doing to change the consciousness. Now you're living in a more a place of abundance where all income, and then we just turn that up too. So instead of 150, it's 1,500. Hey, can you do this last minute? I can give you 1,500. Oh, sure. Right? We
Yeah.
just keep turning it up.
Yes. I mean, I've been getting basket orders this week that I haven't gotten basket orders like this in a long time, where they just call and then there they are and, oh, hi, and then talking to the pharmacist, yeah, I really need plants in here. It's like, hey, I have connections at a wholesaler. I can connect you. So, I only marked him up by 30%. He feels like he got a great deal and I made some cash.
There you go.
And I don't know. I know that there's a lot of people that are a lot more panicked. Actually, not a lot more. That they're just panicked and that they're concerned. And I'm not. And maybe I should be, but I'm not. And so I don't know. I just feel the thought that came to me right now was that I'm on a kite and I'm just soaring, just kind of floating along on this kite, and really cool things I get to see along the way, and I'm just going, and I don't know. But it was so exciting to clean out all the papers. I have a picture of this pile of receipts around my feet that I was going through because I finally got my 2016 taxes done. And so now that my office is clean and all the papers sorted and straightened out, I can do the 17, 18s, and 19s very quickly. That is if I can find an accountant, because the last guy that did the 16 says that my stuff's kind of complicated and maybe I should find somebody else. I'm like, okay, fine.
So just notice how it feels, right? To not be worrying, to not be fretting, to not be stressed, how it feels to be soaring, because these really are new states of being.
Yeah. I'm actually, I'm very grateful actually with
Yeah,
everything that's going on. And I don't know, I'm just saying thanks all the time. Every time I turn around, I'm just thank you for this, thank you. And I'm very happy with it. It's definitely new. Like we talked, we're talking, it's all new. So this is going to be very different.
and I think
And
I don't even know what that means, which is good.
it is good. And I don't know what to think. I have friends on both extremes. The conspiracy theory people and the I'm not leaving my bedroom and you leave your groceries, down at the end of the drive and I'll come get them and spray them. And then, so I have both sides talking to me all the time about things. And I've just chosen, I don't know what I've chosen, really, honestly. I don't know if I chose, I listen, I think about it. There's some good points to some of the stuff I've been hearing, but it isn't upsetting me. So I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just know that I feel like I'm in a good place.
That's all you need to say. And just one more, just sort of reflection back is the non-reactive place.
Yeah.
That's not brand new for you, but think about a few years back when everything was reactive. And so now it's like, oh, I'm just being.
Yeah. And that's very true. Because I went through every one of those pieces of paper too, of all of that stuff from back then. And only one paper kind of got me mad, a little angry, but it didn't drag me down. I didn't react. I didn't get upset. And not much gets me upset anymore, which I like. I'm glad to be in that place now.
That's awesome. All right.
So I just want to tell Bernie, out of all of the things that I told her to do, I have not got my pen drawer cleaned out yet. And I really need it cleaned out. So that's funny.
There you go. That's awesome.
It's a good feeling when you've done your pins.
I will work on it, sweetheart. I will.
Haley, I want to throw something in. We started working with a organizer like 4 years ago, and to this day, we will say things like, "Where did that dang stuff go?" Oh, remember, we say this. She made us get rid of that. To which she's a friend now. She says, "You made the choice."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's what I was telling Bernie though, let it talk to you, see what you need.
Yeah.
If you don't need it, then you can let it go. But I guess that actually is also very good for our own lives. Do we need that in our life? Whether it's a thought or an emotion or an opinion.
Well, there's a meme going around that says, don't be too quick to want to get back to normal, because what about normal do you actually really even want?
Absolutely.
And
I completely agree with that. Do you really want that old normal? Do you really want that?
No. So let's spend a few minutes on what maybe we do want, or what a new normal may be for us. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be like the details, but energize the feeling. And so we can put ourselves out, in the future and go, oh God, and look back. So let's play with this. Let's put ourselves out into the future, say 3 years, because that's my magic number. And then look back 2 years. So what is it? It's 2020. So we're going to put ourselves in 2023, oh my God, here we are. We haven't seen each other for 2 years. Let's talk about what that year between April 2020 and April 2021, where we ended up in April 21. How does that, I know you don't have to really track it, but just feeling let's just go see what happens and see where we end up. Okay? All right. Leanna, while you're driving, do not close your eyes. All right, let's just take a moment and just open to what is already moving in and through us. Open to the spaces we're already finding that are new. And imagine, don't make it up with your brain, just go there. Like we just fast forward in this experience right now to 3 years in the future. 2023, that's hard to even say, 2023, and we're having a reunion. And so just lift yourself, what might 2023 look like? What might it feel like in infinite possibilities? From the place of being completely brand new, from the place of a whole new humanity. And just let your mind, your energy, your feeling, just let it soar, let it play, let it experience. What might 2023 look like? Or feel like, or be like for you, for the world? Just notice what you notice. It's almost as we're lifting it up, but even more than that, we're just opening, we're expanding our perspective. What else could it be? What do you sense? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you hope? And as you land in that place, who do you be? Notice who you be in 2023. How does that feel? What do you notice about your beingness and your becomingness? And just ask the question, what else do I need to see? What else can I see? Can I sense? Can I hear? Can I feel in 2023? What else might be possible? And then imagine a year from now, April of 2021, we come back together. We haven't seen each other for a year. That's not going to happen, but we haven't seen each other, and we come back together and we talk about, oh my gosh, this has already happened and that's already happened, and this is what I've felt in me. Who do you be? What is it that you've let go of, surrendered? What is it that you've embodied or activated? Who do you be? And who do we be as a collective? And what is it that we need to know today in 2020 that we already know in 2021? Just feel, allow, open, receive an idea, a symbol, an image. What is it that we need to know that we already know in 2021? What is it that that gift of 1 year future can give us right now? Whatever it is that we need to know from a year forward, receive it, activate it, embody it, become it. Let it permeate and penetrate and fill the inner spaces of your being. Let it settle. And be it now. And when you're ready, open your eyes, and who do you be? Who do you be, Bernie? Oops, you're muted still.
Yeah, that's tricky. I sensed a freedom and non-attachment to who I am, and a lot of, to be honest, for the first time, sort of the Christ in me meets the Christ in you. A much more higher level being of being. No idea of that path, but just an understanding that I have I'm very comfortable in myself and who I am, so that I can actually be totally available to others.
So as you say that, I'm having waves of body chills.
Okay.
So I just want you to just let it keep settling and claiming it, because that's already who you be. Like that's it. And from being is what we do, but what doing doesn't even matter right now.
No.
Doesn't even matter. Whew.
Yes, I'm having a hot sort of flushy time.
I think that's I don't know, that feels really, really brilliant and bold and bodacious and
Yeah. That's but with it brings the freedom. It's like a freedom and a peace.
yeah.
It really doesn't matter what I do, as long as what I'm doing is being the Christ in me meeting the Christ in you, in whatever environment that is.
Beautiful.
It was quite exhilarating in its peacefulness and freedom.
Whew. Awesome.
Bernie, when you were talking, I had this image of you from going from peeking over that wall to actually vaulting over it.
Yeah. Funny is,
It was
I did too.
awesome.
Yeah. I did too. Yeah.
I love it.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah. Nancy.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. Well, you can't. That's the collective. You totally.
It's on it. You put words to what I couldn't put words to, and I'll say part of it was, you know, you wanted to go 3 years out, and my little part goes, oh shit, I made a big move to go out to 2022 when we did Sedona. Yeah, no, they want to layer on another year. Okay, and it's like, okay, for a second, and so I kind of came back to my 2022 vision, and I said, but you're still a little bit nebulous, so this is about letting you be here more, be here. Does that make sense? Instead of there. But when you had the 2021 self say something back, you know, I see not a lot of things, but I just see key things. But I heard, even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. And I couldn't shake it. It was just playing softly. It says, don't worry. It's like, that's not what this is about. And I saw, it's interesting. I saw Steve with his Joshua Tree hat on, and he looked so much like Charles. For a second, I couldn't tell them apart. And this was mine. That's what I saw, and I go, okay, well, this is not about him. This is about your part. And the next thing I can say is when Bernadette said, I feel like I slid into being at comfort, at ease, and whatever is supposed to come through. Because at the same time, I was thinking of Leila, bless her soul, sitting next to me at Sedona and howling out the trapped animal stuff. It just all came through, and I go, if I can look back to last year and say, look what's changed. I mean, I honestly can't even imagine yet what the next 1, 2, 3 years are. But I feel, I don't want to call it excitement, because it's not that it's not the old excitement, but I feel almost like a bubbling up of, oh, okay, that's what free flowing energy feels like. Oh.
Awesome.
So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Leila or Steve? Which one are you? Steve.
Well, while Nancy was hearing her song, I was hearing mine. So it's just, I'm going to play it. So that just popped through. I mean, I didn't even know who sang it, and I was sitting here typing out, my phone.
Yeah.
What is the lyric to the song? And it's Bob Marley, but
Bob Marley.
every little thing's going to be all right.
Yeah. And so the feeling behind that is what?
Well, freedom, lack of concern, ability to focus on what's really important.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So all three of you so far have said freedom. So just feel the spaciousness of that. Like, yeah. So Leila's mask. So let's hear from you.
Oh no.
Quickly, I actually need to wrap up here in a minute, but yes, let's hear from you.
Sorry, I just got to their house. So I was trying to get my mask on, and I got it wrapped around my headset all at the same time. I think, you know, the whole sense of peace is part of it. Now, if I say this, I don't want anybody freaking out because there's more to just the words, but it feels like I will be in the final part of my life. And that, not that I'm going to die, but that I'm at that level of all the things that I've been through my whole life. It's that final level. Of course, that will probably expand again, either beyond the 5, but up to that point where I reach the part where what I was born to do.
Yeah.
That I've gone through all the lessons and all the challenges that I've had to go through to learn how to be that person. That I will have done those things then to put me into that level. So now that I can use all of the experiences that I've had and all of the heartache and the pain and the knowledge from all of the bullshit in my life, that now I can be at that different level to be able to do something about it, not about it, do something with it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. Look at, we're all nodding. Like, yeah,
Okay.
like there's let me put some words on it, which might not be your words at all, but there's a level of mastery. There's a level of like, oh, for this I've come. Got through prep. Now I'm here.
Yeah. You know, yeah, never mind. That's all good.
Yeah. So what I really got for all of us is the embodiment of that now, and just a real sense of you can relax. It's all in motion. Keep doing what you're doing, but you can relax. We can relax.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it wrong. There's a whole new layer of consciousness that we're playing in that we won't go back. And the
Right.
manifestation that comes so quickly and easily and co-creatively from this beingness of the peace, the freedom, the calm, the relaxed, the spaciousness it's magical, it's yummy, it's miraculous, it's fun. And that's where I think we get to play this week. To be that which we are becoming in the future, but we can't be in the future because it's really right now. So it's like, just like bringing it like right here and the practice of it. If I were already being that, what would I be? As I'm already being that, what do I be? From being, then what is mine to do? If there's even a do, you know, but it's to hang out in that spacious place and memorize it and be there. So the neural pathways build and you know, instead of like, you know, a path through the wilderness, it's, you know, becomes that neural pathway of highway, you know, high-speed highway. And then the creation and the doing is just, it just happens from being. So that feels really good to me.
Yeah.
Actually,
it feels light.
yeah. Yeah.
Not like the light, but light.
Yeah, it is light. Like we're dropping the density of our planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, y'all. I actually am in a class that starts at 6. So I told him I'd be late because I didn't want to
Right.
cut this off.
Thank you
But
for completion. Thank you.
also really, really, really love you guys. And you might have seen that I'm starting the New Humanity now, and that's going to shift and morph and change over the next little bit, but you're all automatically in it, like see, and it's
Yay.
super low price. And what I decided to do was the first 10 that commit newly, they can bring a friend for free because we want to seed the people at this point. So if you know somebody that wants to hop in, I'll offer you, bring one person in for the first 3 months for free. So just sit in that over the next little bit. I'm going to start having some conversations about New Humanity now, Voices of a New Humanity, and that will also begin to seed it. But it's all in motion as of this week.
Great.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
All right, I love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Starting up tonight.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care.
Love you all.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.